Alright, peep game. While we all love a story where the protagonist comes out on top and manages to push their way through any sort of conflict that comes their way, sometimes I like to see it from the eye of the villain and watch just what they can do from such of a little of a situation and make it into an absolute massacre. Because I know I won't, but these characters will definitely kill you on sight. Where do I even begin to start with a character like Sukuna? Sukuna has been a god amongst men throughout this whole recent season of Jujutsu Kaisen, and without fault has just been making a fool out of everyone. I mean, there's certain things that it's just like, how far is the gap on some of these characters in this series? I mean, Sukuna not only sliced apart Jogo's head just for bowing down on one knee and not being faced to the floor, but was just like, you know, since both Mimiko and Nanako asked a light request, I'm just gonna slice both their heads clean off because this man is just, you know, simply a demon. I don't think there's any better way to describe it. And honestly, he's kind of cold with it. It's pretty much chump change for him to even tackle a cursed spirit like Jogo. I mean, he's playing with a dog at this point. Like, when Sukuna said, if you can land one hit on me, just one, I'll roll under you. But even something like that for Jogo isn't even plausible. But since it being as simple as landing one clean hit, you know, I had to give him props where props were due for at least trying. But even that, man, Sukuna's fight with Jogo, he just stopped mid-fight, by the way. Let's not forget, he stopped mid-fight to enter like twine with Kusakabe, Panda, and the others mid-altercation with whatever they were doing, just to pretty much play red light, green light with them, while a whole ass meteorite was just coming right down, like if it was no big deal. If it were me though, and I saw Sukuna, I'm leaving the vicinity frame motherfucking one. That's if I get the chance to leave though. Let's be honest. I'm probably dead. But up next, I wanted to talk about Kang because there's no doubt he is a menace to society, regardless if it's Kang the Conqueror or Jonathan Majors himself. They'll both pretty much have you running on your feet. It doesn't really matter which one of them it is at this point. I'm kind of convinced that Jonathan Majors himself is a variant of Kang, just, you know, in the real world. However, I'm going to jail. Anyways, however, I wanted to talk about Kang because while Quantumania was, well, a pretty terrible movie, Kang was honestly one of the most redeeming qualities about the film, and just his portrayal by Majors in general in every iteration of the character so far. Well, I guess that's it for him because, you know, he's getting locked up. Whatever, enough talking about Majors, but his iteration of the character was phenomenal. But him as the Conqueror was a clear showcasing that this man does not play around. And just like the title of the video suggests, this man will kill you on sight. There's no doubt about it. But Kang was an absolute demon, like throughout the entire film, just pretty much bodying everyone in the quantum realm itself, just because he can. And even bodying Ant-Man himself. Let's not forget the beatdown he gave on Ant-Man. I'm not gonna lie, he did sell losing though. He did sell losing to Ant-Man, but I mean, obviously it was for the, you know, plot of the Avengers and just the plot of Quantumania in general. But even Kang killing most of the Avengers, like he mentioned in the film, was, you know, it was cool to see the extent Kang had on Ant-Man, but the fact Ant-Man out of all Avengers killed him, like, we really could have got that later, but it's whatever. It was for the plot, and I guess it had to be done. But regardless, Kang is one of those characters that is just simply him. I'm not gonna lie, both these upcoming characters are pretty much one and the same. They both are the strongest in their respective verse. They both have family issues, that's for sure, and just overall an unhealthy mental stability. And they both love playing the hero when they know deep down that's not who and what they really are. For starters, Homelander, for any sort of inconvenience or even just to prove a point, he'll kill you. I mean, there's really no better way to put it. Anytime this man gets even the slightest bit of pissed off, or at the very least, he'll at least think about killing you, and doing it multiple times over and over again. But if you manage to make him act on it, which, let's be real, you don't really need to do much. He'll just body you within an instance, and for some reason, that brings a whole cult following along with it. That's just something I really wish I could understand. Like, that whole political aspect about the boys just doesn't really make sense to me. It's not like I care, but I really wish I could just understand what makes Homelander the way he is, because this man is the epitome of a child in a superhero body. But overall, he is a fantastic character that is without a doubt the spotlight of the series. Same goes for Omni-Man, maybe not being the spotlight of the series or so much of a man-child, but this man is just brutal. Like, I had no idea what Invincible was getting into the series, and just seeing that first episode all the way to the last episode of season 1, Omni-Man is just a brute and is so violent with how he fights. Granted, that's pretty much the whole race of the Viltrumites now that I think about it, but Omni-Man nearly beating his own flesh and blood to death pretty much was enough for me to realize if he's willing to do that to his own son, just imagine what he would do to you. But okay, let's be real. Out of all anime villains, Frieza has to be one of the most, if not the most vile villain out there. Like, it's not even up for debate just how much this man hunts for blood regardless of who it is, you know, monkey or not. And I wouldn't be surprised if he had a whole other source of energy just specifically for hating, because that's kind of all he does. And of course it's on sight when it comes to those who cross him, but like, why? I really just think it's his immense amount of hatred towards everyone but his own race. And even then, it's like the bare minimum. Because in Frieza's eyes, he's kind of the king, and when he doesn't get what he wants, he just kills until he does. Like, remember when he killed Broly's father just to make Broly more mad to take down the man he couldn't even take down himself in his own arc? I mean, don't get me wrong, he killed, like, Krillin, Vegeta, Piccolo, Dende. I mean, he pretty much bodied everyone in his own respective arc, and that's just because he's one of those characters that, as the title suggests, will kill you on sight. But with all due respect though, these guys are all pretty interesting characters in their own unique way, but I can't deny they all do got their own issues to handle, like, that's for sure. I mean, the fact is that they're all someone who will kill you on sight is a problem on its own, but I mean, there's just a bunch more out there as well to talk about, so if this video was something you messed with, be sure to let me know, and I'll be sure to see what the rest of these other characters have in store. But with all that being said, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notifications for more, and as always, this has been Augie, and I'll be sure to catch you all in the next one. Later.